Hello everyone and welcome on back to baseball. Maybe I should give you this camera. Hi, welcome back to MLB The Show 2023. What? 23. MLB The Show 23. My name is Sean, and today we begin the MLB postseason. As you can see down here, you can take a look at the bracket. We have two games for you today, not in one video, just two games in general. I'm going to upload them as separate videos because that's what I did last time. I enjoy it, and hopefully you do as well. Subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. I don't have like a set time for everything. The Mariners stuff should still go up at 6 p.m., but I might mess with the other games, just kind of depending on how long they are, and maybe I'll just kind of look at the performance and adjust it from there. So being notified is the best way to do it. Today, we have a doubleheader for you. We are going to check the calendar. We're going to switch into Tuesday. We're going to look at today's games. Today, we have a doubleheader between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. And then later on tonight, we'll have the Chicago Cubs taking on the New York Mets. The Mets, Blue Jays, and the Devil Rays, I think they actually just go by Tampa Bay Rays, whatever. All three of those teams terrify me. Now, we don't have to deal with New York until the very end in the World Series because they're on the National League side of things. But Tampa Bay and Toronto both gave me trouble throughout the regular season, so I'm very curious to see how this matchup works. Looks like it's going to be McClanahan taking on Manoah. McClanahan is 10-12 with a 2.84 ERA. Manoah 15-9 with a 3.04 ERA. So we'll see how that goes. It's a best of three format here. So Toronto will have home field advantage the entire time. If Tampa Bay can top them in the next two games, they will move on to the next round. Kind of dodoy. Chicago taking on New York. That'll be later tonight, and we'll talk about that when we hit that. Hit that game. So, like I said, scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. Enjoy computer versus computer action. I bumped up the volume a little bit. It might shift a little up or down depending on. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and we'll see how it's looking. And I made sure that the audio is going to work this time because one of them I uploaded last year just didn't have any game audio, so that was fun. There you go. Welcome to the postseason where you can catch every single game here in MLB The Show 23. Hopefully you enjoy, and we will see you later for another game or tomorrow. We have a full slate of 4 games to take a look at. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you at the end of the game.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. From one Blue Jays way in Toronto, welcome to Rogers Center. We've got the American League Wild Card Series on the show. It's the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. With my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And we're just about set to get this wild card series underway, Singy. Game 1 has outsized importance in a 3-game set.
Yeah, Boog, it's a huge game. There's no doubt about it. Guys are always talking about setting the tone in Game 1 of a series. Well, in a 3-game series, that might be the only tone that gets set. So this is no ordinary series opener.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about to get started. Now the starting pitcher in this one, Alek Manoah. How about a report on him, Chris?
Try to stay back for that power changeup. Speed differential between the fastball and the changeup is huge. Hitters, they have a hard time staying back.
Okay, all set to go. Now the left fielder, Randy Arozarena.
Randy
Here comes a pitch. That one misses, so we're off and running in game one.
First pitch, 7:07.
Next pitch is inside, and the count is 2-0.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
Next offering is fouled back. Here's a 2-2. This one in the air right field. And that's a base hit.
When you pop a ball up like that, you don't expect it to get you a knock too often. But right there, somehow he got it to drop in behind first base, and that's where no one could get to it. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Yandy Diaz now. And the first offering is not close. Manoah, a former All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Arozarena gets his lead at first with nobody out. That's in there, and it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Runner on the go. In the air, out towards left center. And out number 1 on the grab.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 9, Vinny Pasquantino.
So digging in, Vinny Pasquantino. That clips a corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
The next offering misses. Ball 1. Now moves to first. Arozarena dives back. The 1-1. And a pitch out, but no steal, and it's ball 2. The 2-1. Arozarena on the move. Up the middle. Can't glove it cleanly, but plenty of time to recover, and that's the second out. Lau at the plate. Strike 1.
Well, everyone wants to get off to a great start in a series, so if you can get on the board first, take a lead, you put some of that subtle pressure on the other team.
Next offering is in for a strike. Runner at second, 2 down. Way inside, and that hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him.
Well, the bright side is that will help the on-base percentage a little bit, and that's a category no batter can ignore these days. OBP, OPS, well, maybe that'll ease the pain just a little bit.
Right side. A flip to the pitcher covering. Bronco gone on the play. Third out, and that ends the frame. So the Rays strand a pair. Now the Blue Jays will get their chance. No score. You're watching the American League Wild Card Series on the show. Back here at the ballpark, and towing the slab here, Shane McClanahan. What's the scouting report on him?
Four-pitch guy, he's got some options to work with in terms of keeping hitters off balance. So we'll see how he decides to utilize those weapons through this start here, and whether or not he's able to mix them all in early, or if he wants to hold something back a little bit later, maybe second, third time through the order, and give them something they haven't seen. It's tough when you know a guy's got that in his back pocket. As a hitter, you really have to stay on your toes.
Whit Merrifield at the plate and takes high there. That misses the zone. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, when you come off a tough one-run loss in the postseason, you'll be looking back at the opportunities that you missed in the previous game and make sure that you don't miss them in this one.
In for a strike. Now 2-1. They say it went. Two now. Fights it off. He'll see another. Next offering misses, and now 3-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Three-two. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Line drive. Siri balls it in, and there's 1 away.
Batting second, the second baseman, Santiago.
So up next for Toronto, Santiago Espinal. And first offering is fouled off. One down, base is empty. He swings and drives one out to deep left field. That's back. Gone. He powers that one out to left, and they jump out front. It's 1-0.
That was one of those home runs where you really don't know if he got enough of it off the bat. I mean, he put a good swing on it clearly, but I wouldn't say he really got the sweet spot on the bat. The exit velo wasn't anything too impressive, but it had all it needed for him to circle the pillows.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. McClanahan. He's the kind of starter that a lot of pitching coaches and managers as well really appreciate. Not a guy who's going to get himself into trouble by dancing around, by walking guys.
Yeah, he throws strikes, and he's got the command, be in the zone, be effective, but just moving the ball around, getting the ball back from the catcher booth, and throwing the pitch.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Pulled the string on the changeup.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time, a little anxious.
Here's George Springer. Off the mark there, and that's ball 1. It's an interesting thing when you consider limiting walks. Is it more important today because of how many home runs are being hit?
No doubt. Keeping guys off the base paths with the way the swings and the launch angles are today. The emphasis of hitting home runs is so huge. It's never been more important.
Next pitch misses, and it's 3-0. Yeah, I think the other part, though, as well, is it goes both ways, because I think that guys at times are more than willing to give up walks because they'll come back and strike the next guy out. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So ball down the line or into the gap, will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Now here is Alejandro Kirk. And first offering is fouled off. And a pitch. Chris, Alejandro Kirk, stocky catcher, an all-star in 2022. This guy can hit.
Yeah, he can, and really just surprised everyone coming onto the scene, doing such a great job that became an all-star with...
That ends the inning, so we take a break. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's now 1-0. Second inning set to go. Here's Manuel Margot. Singy Alec Manoah's turned into one of the better starters in the American League. Blue Jays drafted him out of West Virginia. He was the 11th overall pick in the 2019 draft.
Yeah, and just a year later, a big league all-star. So developed pretty quickly, and a front-end rotation guy for the Toronto Blue Jays.
One away.
Batting seven, the catcher, number 14.
Christian Bethancourt, next to hit for the Rays. Known for his rocket arm behind the plate. And ball one. And now it's even up.
1-1.
The pitch. And a count 1-2. Righty delivers. And another ball.
Ball 2.
And that's just foul. The pitch. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. The pitch. Good job to fight that one off.
Well, he hasn't gotten the result yet, but it's got to feel pretty confident. 3 foul balls in a row. He's right on this guy.
Got him swinging.
Well, not every great at-bat ends in a hit. He saw a lot of pitches. That kind of an at-bat can be contagious to a lineup.
And now it's Jose Siri. And that's in there for strike one. And the righty deals. That one off the mark, and it's a ball and a strike. Just missed. Next one misses. 3-1. And that's ball 4.
Nope. Ball 4.
You can stomach a 2-out walk to certain players, but with his speed, this guy out there in the base pass, it could turn into 2 or 3 bases.
Josh Lowe digs in now. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. It's a pitch out. Safe at second with a stolen base. Chris, his wheels were the difference maker on that play. Just got in there.
Yeah, with StatCast's help, we see his top speed on this stolen base, and that's a big number. I mean, man, he really made his athleticism work for him on that one.
Flips the corner, and it's 1-1. Runner goes again. There's a ball. Out at third, and that ends the inning.
When you get thrown out at third with 2 outs, you kind of want to keep on running. Not a great decision there as it ends the inning.
Back here at Rogers Center, and here is Matt Chapman.
The third baseman, Matt.
On paper, it's favorable to have a fairly quick inning here with 2 of the 3 hitters he's set to face batting from the left side, same side he throws from.
Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. Swings and misses, struck him out. And now it's Dalton Varsho. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Left-hand hitter waits. And fouled off. Here's a 1-1. He swings and fouls one off. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. The wind of the pitch. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
2 outs, base is empty. Up to the plate, it's Brandon Belt. And that's outside. Brandon Belt, who grew up in Texas, played his college ball at the University of Texas, and then went on to win World Series with the Giants in 2012 and 2014. They called him the captain for a couple of years.
Yeah, and I remember Bruce Bochy talking about Brandon Belt when he was just coming up to the big leagues and said he was a left-handed Buster Posey.
They say he went.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pitch misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
In the dirt. Over to first. Yeah, they get Belt for the out. That ends the inning. Offense held in check there. We head on now to the top of the 3rd. It's the Blue Jays 1, the Rays nothing. Welcome back. Now, Josh Lowe.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
The pitch. That's inside. Lowe in his 2nd season, hitting 9th in today's lineup. A former first-round pick back in 2016. And a foul ball. The 1-1. Hard ground ball, base knock. He puts it in his pocket, safe at first without a play.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Didn't make quality contact on the ground ball to the pull side, but sometimes it's just a matter of finding the hole in the defense. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. He's 1 for 1, led off the game with a single. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Lowe gets his lead at first. Nobody out. The next pitch misses. 2-0.
Good speed on the base pass. He handles the bat very well. I wouldn't be surprised if the skipper puts on some type of hit and run or run and hit.
And a foul ball makes the count 2-1. Pickoff move to first, and he dives back in safely. Runner at first with no outs here. Foul ball.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of a double play here.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Ground ball right side, could be 2. Bell to second, and they get him easily at first. It's a double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Yandy Diaz next to hit for the Rays. He's 0 for 1. First pitch just misses. Diaz measures 6 feet 2 inches, 31 years old, and he was born in Cuba. The 1-0. And it's fouled away. The 1-1 is fouled off.
In this situation, as the number 2 hitter, 2 out, nobody on, you want to be a table setter. Work the at bat, get deep, whatever it takes, get on first base.
2 down, nobody on. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. And it's even up.
Well, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well, so much so that I think umpires will look at him and determine whether it's a ball or strike, if he swings or not.
Way high there. And now it's 3-2.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Back to work, 3-2 now. And he walked him.
It's not easy laying off that pitch. It's designed to fool you, but he just wasn't fooled at all.
So a man aboard, Vinny Pasquantino now at the plate. Grounded out his first time. And that's outside. That misses. Now 2-0. That one missing inside. Brandon Lowe would be next. Big bat with a potentially huge opportunity. The pitch. That's in there. And now 3-1.
Three-two, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Kicks and fires. Popped up. Bichette gets under it. Puts the squeeze on that one, and that'll end the inning. The Rays strand just the 1. They still trail 1-0. And welcome back. Stepping in, Kevin Kiermaier. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. There's a strike.
Boy, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
And the 0-2. And down on strikes. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off.
That was a well-executed slider away for the strikeout right there. First two pitches filled up the zone and got him ahead 0-2 in the count. And at that point, you can start expanding the zone as a pitcher. He made him chase and got the quick strikeout.
Whit Merrifield up to the plate. 0 for 1 so far. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And a pitch. Foul ball there.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
Next offering upstairs.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And that one pulled foul. In the dirt. On to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, right now he's in cruise control, autopilot, just dominating these hitters. He doesn't look like it's a fun at bat. And all of a sudden, you become in awe of this guy on the mound. Somebody's got to break this thing up. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Got to put a ball in play.
2 outs, base is empty. And next for Toronto, Santiago Espinal. In there, and it's 0-1. Next offering is fouled back. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays, but they still lead it 1-0. Back now in Toronto, all set for the start of the inning. And now it's Brandon Lau. And here it comes. High fly ball down the left field line. And that is a foul ball. And it's 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And that one missing low. The 2-1. That one missed.
Expect for that guy to come right at you with a fastball, something in the zone, because he does not want to allow the leadoff walk.
And he deals. That one is absolutely belted. And it's gone. That one felt good, and it ties it up. It's 1-1.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit, spit on some other pitches in this at bat, was very patient, and it paid off.
Now batting Wander Franco. Grounded out his first time. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
The 0-1. And that one wrapped foul. And the right-hander deals. And look out. That one gets him. The second man he's plunked in this one.
Well, a few things can go wrong when you are delivering a pitch. That grip, slip out of your hand, release point, wind up, all of those things. And I think it's safe to say at least one of those, if not more than one, got away from him.
Margot in the box now. Takes strike one. Popped up. Espinal moves under it. And there's one down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Christian Bethancourt next to hit for the Rays. Went down on strikes his first time through. Ball one, no strikes. Franco leads off first with one away. Swing and a miss. And that is strike one.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Manoah checks over to first, and he's back. Right-hander kicks, deals.
Ball. That pitch is out.
And that one ripped to left, and it stays fair. And that rolls into the corner. Franco on his way home. Cut off, now a throw home, and he's out.
A lot of real estate to cover on that play defensively. A long throw to the cutoff man, and then a lot of ground to make up as well on the relay. But an excellent job of execution and getting that out at the dish as he tried to make it home all the way from first base.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Jose Siri. That one's in there, 0-1. Two outs and one in scoring position. And now the count is even. And a swing and a miss.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing play.
Righty to the plate. Got him. Good job at damage control right there. Solo shot ties it for Tampa. All even at one apiece. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Jays, Bo Bichette. McClanahan back to work. That's in for a strike. Bo Bichette, second round pick, 2016, and a kid who comes from pretty good baseball family. His dad Dante played. Oh, now this one's blasted deep to left. Way back there, on its way and out of here. That's what the fans came to see, and they jump ahead in the fourth. It's 2-1. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
And the batter is George Springer. He reached on a walk his first time. And takes low for ball one.
But you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
And the 1-0. That's ripped to right down the line. And it jumps the wall in foul territory for an automatic double.
Well, there's something really nice about getting yourself an automatic double like that. You get to stroll into second base without having to worry about a throw or getting your uniform dirty. And now you're just looking for the next guy to kind of do the same thing. Maybe put one in the gap so you can jog home as well.
Alejandro Kirk, the next to hit. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. That's a strike, and it's 0-1. And he pumps it a strike.
Well, he's gotten ahead with 2 pitches down in the zone. He has plenty of options right here. He can go up, he can go away, he can add velocity, he can subtract.
Next offering way upstairs. Runner at second, nobody out. Down the line, it's a base hit. Here comes Springer around third. He'll score. It's 3-1.
Well, he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I think he choked up a little bit, maybe spread out, but he got the job done right there.
Matt Chapman up to the plate now. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Started after the 0-1 pitch, and now a check down to first. And yes, he offered at it. Nobody out. Runner at first. The next offering misses. And the count even 1-1. That one drifts inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Strike 2. And now it's filled up. And there's ball 4.
Not the start to this inning he was hoping for on the mound. Now he's going to have to really dial it up against the bottom part of this lineup to get out of this jam.
So up next for Toronto, Dalton Varsho. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Line drive, caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Brandon Belt.
Brandon Belt next up for the Blue Jays. Fastball in for a strike. It's 0-1. Tampa Bay's bullpen with some action. Brendan McKay up and throwing. Chirinos, the right-hander, also getting loose. Kirk over at second. Chapman at first. One gone. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Ball 1 there.
He wanted that fastball high and tight, looking for a strikeout. Just didn't locate it very well.
Here's a 1-2. Ground ball could be 2. To Franco for 1, and that's 2. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. We've played 4. It's the Blue Jays 3, the Rays 1. Back here at the ballpark, top 5, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And leading it off, Josh Lowe. The right-hander back to work. Inside corner at the knees for a strike.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Next offering is down low.
Well, these Rays just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They really haven't worked many deep counts or long at-bats, and that's fine if you're having a lot of success, but at this point, I think it's time to make an adjustment.
Kicks and deals. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Very frustrating right there as a speedy potential base runner when with 2 strikes you just struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can help your team just by reaching on an error, but some way you got to find a way to shorten up the swing and put the ball in play next time.
Back to the top of the lineup, Randy Arozarena next to hit for the Rays. That misses. 1-0. There's a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
The 1-1 is fouled off. And a pitch.
Ball 2.
Good eye right there. And a 3-2. And that's ball 4.
It feels to me like his time on the mound is running short, starting to show some signs of fatigue, so we'll see how much longer they let him go.
1 gone, runner at first. Yandy Diaz next to hit for the Rays. Arozarena on the move. Ground ball left side, and it goes just foul. Runner goes again. Next offering is fouled back. Oh, 2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Diaz started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first. No swing. Gary Simmons with the call. Manoah picks over. Arozarena dives back. The 1-2. That to right. And George makes the grab. And there's 2 down.
The first baseman, number 9,
Vinny Pasquantino next to hit for the Rays. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Manoah checks the runner. Arozarena dives back. Here comes a pitch. Fought off foul. Next pitch inside. 1-2 to count. Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count. Moves to first. Arozarena back in on a dive. Now all even up.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. One left for Tampa, and they still trail it here 3-1. Back here at Rogers Center, we head to the bottom of the fifth. And now here's the speed threat. Outfielder Kevin Kiermaier. The wind of the pitch. Ball one, no strikes.
Ball one, no strikes.
Gets under it and pops it up. Franco makes the catch, and there's one gone.
The batter, number 50, designated hitter,
Whit Merrifield next up for the Blue Jays.
Merrifield.
That's in there. Strike one. That one ran inside, almost got him. Pitch misses inside, and that's ball two.
It's a good take.
Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball.
Well, I don't think there's a hitter alive that hasn't at some point succumbed to that pitch right there. It just looks like it's in the zone the entire way, and then the top spin and gravity take over in the blink of an eye, and it's just such a tough pitch to lay off of.
And foul ball. Going 2 now. And now 1-2.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Espinal tries to hold up, appeal to first, and Gary Simmons punches him out. That's a strikeout. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays, and the score stays 3-1. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the second baseman, Brandon Lau.
Leading off to the leg, the second baseman.
Lau measures 5 feet 10 inches, 28 years old, and he was a 3rd-round pick back in 2015. And the right-hander back to work. And the slider just misses. Movement in the Blue Jays bullpen. Adam Simber getting ready to go. Garcia getting loose as well. The 1-0. Lifted in the air, right field. Puts it away for the out.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
Here's Wander Franco. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. Lined, and that's a base hit.
The right fielder, number 13.
Manuel Margot up to the plate. And first offering is fouled off.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Check on the runner, and he's back in easily. When you look at the elite teams in the game right now, there is going to be the slug, no question about it. But the really good offensive teams combine slug with more contact, with less swing and miss. And that'll get down for a hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second, now one out.
A couple of singles back to back. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
And now Christian Bethancourt. That's a strike across the top of the zone. And now the 0-1. Way out front for strike two.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Going to count 1-2.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
That misses the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Franco, the lead runner at second. Margot over at first with 1 away. On the ground, could be 2. On a second, they get 1. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left on. Heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 coming up. It's the Blue Jays 3, the Rays 1. Well, we go bottom 6. And now for the Jays, Bo Bichette. McClanahan back to work. And there's a ball. Action in the pen down there. Jalen Beeks, a lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Fairbanks, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. And now the lefty. Check swing, didn't go. And that's ball 2. That one at the knees for a strike. Hey. 2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. Got it by him for the K.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. Chris, one of the things that's really cool about George Springer's story is what he has overcome. As a kid, he had a lot of anxiety, and he had a stutter. And he's a guy now that speaks publicly and does so marvelously and is a great spokesperson for young people who struggle with stutter.
Yeah, the Stuttering Association for the Young, SAY is the acronym, and George Springer doing a great job representing that organization.
That one misses in the dirt. Comebacker to the mound. Throws to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, catcher, Alejandro.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Alejandro Kirk. This guy, one of the best defensive catchers going. You talk about framing, the ability to block, catch, and throw. He is at the top of the game. And that's in there for strike 1.
Really good athlete, and many times we talk about, you know, the feet of infielders. This catcher as well, really quick feet. He's able to recognize the pitch, see the trajectory, and get into a spot where he can block those balls and keep them from going to the backstop.
That's to third. In plenty of time to first, and that is the inning. Blue Jays go down in order, but they still lead it 3-1. Pitching change here, Adam Simber.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
And stepping in for the Rays, Jose Siri.
Really impressive with the way he frames, the way that he sets it up, because sometimes those pitches are off the plate, but because he sets up and presents it so well, he steals strikes for his pitcher.
Simber is ready.
Oh, that's out.
And now 2 balls and a strike.
2-1.
And strike 2.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move to the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just kind of have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
Next is the designated hitter, Josh Lowe. And there's the strike. Swings and he pops it up near the pitcher's mound. Espinal snags it for the 2nd out.
No, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. And I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
So 2 down now, and here is Randy Arozarena. And that one fouled off. You'll 1. Now 1-1.
1-1.
Swings and misses. And the count 1-2.
Clearly was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Whips it to first. And that'll do it. Nothing doing for Tampa, and it remains a 3-1 ball game. Now on the mound for the Rays, Jalen Beeks.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Now Matt Chapman at the plate.
For the Jays, the third baseman.
Both starters out of this ball game, it now becomes a battle on the bullpens and just seeing which manager can match up better and who's able to get to the finish line.
The pitch. Check swing went around. 0-1.
Well, with both starters out of the game, this quickly becomes a bullpen game, and this is something we see more and more in the game today, especially in the postseason.
The wide to kick the pitch. Swings and misses, struck him out.
The batter.
And next for Toronto, Dalton Varsho. In there, and it's 0-1. Just off the inside edge. That one to first. Pasquantino takes it himself, and a couple of quick outs.
Now batting, first baseman, Brandon Belt.
So up next for Toronto, Brandon Belt. First offering misses the mark. Good eye right there.
2-0 count, great hitter at the dish. If you're going to miss, you've got to miss outside the zone. You miss inside the strike zone, you'll be asking the umpire for a new baseball.
The pitch. That one blasted deep to right. Margot moving back. And it's gone. Brandon Belt goes deep, and they tack one on the board. It's 4-1. That's their third home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. With this guy's velocity, a changeup is really a break for a hitter. He got a BP fastball, didn't move a whole lot, and he absolutely tattooed it.
Here's Kiermaier now.
Pretty amazing, going way back. Possibly the best center fielder I've ever seen.
That one's in there, 0-1. Swing and a miss.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
The 0-2. Good eye on that spot.
Excellent arm action on that two-strike changeup. Just missed. Man, he wanted that call.
Next one just misses. 2-2.
Really good slider. He's up there just hoping that it ends up off the plate away.
And that's in the dirt.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Now on the bump, Pete Fairbanks.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their guys a chance to fight back into the game.
Pete Fairbanks.
Now it's the DH, Whit Merrifield. Fairbanks picks to first, and he's back in there. Pitch misses inside, ball 1.
The 2-out walk. Got to erase that and really go to work on the hitter. You got to go ahead and just let him steal if he's going to. Try to create the swing and miss and get out of this jam.
And you wonder, is he in his head a little bit?
Even if the base runner doesn't steal right here, what's great is that he is dividing the attention of the pitcher and may serve to give his teammate a better pitch to hit at the plate.
Kiermaier, the runner at first with 2 gone. That one is upstairs. Back when you played, it wasn't the empirical data we have now. It was a guy with a ruler and a diamond taking a colored pencil and drawing a line where he thought someone had hit the ball, right?
That or just going off of gut or feel. What does it look like his swing is today? What's the pitcher throwing? They are sticking to the metrics and what seems to be most consistent for that hitter, regardless of who the pitcher is on the mound.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Not what he wanted to do right there, Boog. That keeps this inning alive, puts a runner in the scoring position, and a chance for this offense to add on to their lead.
So first and second with 2 outs. Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. The 0-1. And that one fouled off. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the third straight at bat. Toronto extends the lead on the solo shot. It's now a 4-1 ball game. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Jordan Romano. He has a great slider with tons of movement. Now up for Tampa Bay, Yandy Diaz. The Rays in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. Need a good at bat out of him right here.
The pitch. And that skips in the dirt.
Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
And there's the strike. And the righty deals. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. At the belt and fires. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Righty delivers. Misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, lowing away with some good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. I tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
Pasquantino, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Next offering is outside. And 1 and 2. And a pitch. Hammered on a line to the left, base hit. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And that's a double.
All over that one right there. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Brandon Lau. He's already homered in this game. That's in there. That's strike 1. Man at second. That misses. And now it's even 1 and 1.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
The 1-1. Fly ball down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. And that is gone. Brandon Lau bops one out of here. And they're chipping away. It's 4-3. They needed that one, Singy.
Indeed they did. They've been fighting to get back into this game, and just like that, they're back in it. When a guy's got a real hard fastball, you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
Wander Franco next to hit for the Rays.
Showed a really nice opposite field approach in his last at bat.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. There's a strike. The 1-1. Just off the outside part of the plate.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
Swing and a miss. That is strike 2.
Well, you got to find a way to catch up to that pitch. Perhaps shorten the swing, eliminate the stride. That one came in hot, but right down the middle, you're saying to yourself, how did I miss that pitch? Got to make a quick adjustment.
Manuel Margot up next for the Rays.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
Still only one out here in the inning. Now this is in the air down the line. Tries to make the play, but it's foul. The tying run at the plate. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. In the air, fairly deep to right field. Springer there makes the catch. Franco gone on the play. And there are 2 outs.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter. And a tough one at that.
Chad Green ready to go.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
So up next, Manuel Margot. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. In there for strike 1. On the ground, and that one handled. The throw to first, out number 3. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. It's now a 4-3 ball game. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Ryan Thompson.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep them within striking distance.
Ryan Thompson.
Well, 1-run game, and the batter will be the shortstop, Bo Bichette. He's already homered here in this one. The pitch. And first offering is fouled off. Right-handed reliever. Swings and misses. And it's 0-2. Bullpen movement for the Rays. Colin Poche preparing to come on if needed. The 0-2. Fastball, and he gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
That misses the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. kicks and fires. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. The pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3 called and a slider at the knees.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Next to hit, George Springer. They say you win.
0-1.
And the right-hander deals. Swinging a foul straight back. And the next pitch is way outside. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got a pitch he liked, and he got it done.
Here's the catcher, Alejandro Kirk. First pitch, and he just misses. One-run game, 1 out, 1 on. And that one finds its way through. Springer makes the turn at second. And the throw's offline, safe at third.
Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Now it's Matt Chapman. A strikeout and a walk.
The third baseman, Matt
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
And that's in there for strike 1.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
That one misses. 1-1.
The first pitch, just a tough pitch at the knees on the outside corner for a strike, and then he went in on the next one. So he's got to move the ball in and out from pitch to pitch, up and down, and just try to keep these guys looking all over the place and never lock into one area, because he just doesn't have the stuff to beat you that way.
The 1-2. Back to the mound. Might have him hung up here. To Franco for one. What a double play that was. Inning over. So no runs on 2 base hits. No errors and a runner left. We're on to the 9th in game 1. It's the Blue Jays 4 and the Rays 3. Now to the bullpen for the Jays, Eric Swanson.
Now this is an extremely confident pitcher. He loves the pressure. Actually likes the 1-run game better than a comfortable 3-run save opportunity, because that's when he pitches his best.
Christian Bethancourt getting ready to hit. Swanson goes 6 feet 3 inches, 29 years old, and he was drafted in the 8th round back in 2014. Chapman under it. And there's one away.
That's such a confidence boost for a reliever to come into the ball game and get the first hitter he faces. Just makes everything slow down a little bit, and then from there can really settle in.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Jose Siri. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Here's the strike.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Comes up empty on the swing. 0-2 now. Crowd locked in right now. One-run game here in the ninth. Battling here as he fouls it away. Stays alive. And a pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Into center. Puts it away for the out.
The batter, number 15, designated hitter.
So they're down to their final out. And next is the designated hitter, Josh Lowe.
Now, this guy, a player that, if he gets on base, has the ability to really be aggressive getting around the base paths.
Swing and a miss. Strike one. To the right side, Espinal. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Blue Jays take the series opener here at home. So the Toronto Blue Jays off of the right foot here in this wild card series. They take game one in front of their home fans.
Yeah, and you could argue there's even more pressure on you as the home team in a 3-game series, but these fans definitely showed up for this one. They had an impact, Boog, and their guys took care of business.
And on the other side of things, it'll be an elimination game in this same atmosphere in game 2, so that will be quite a test to keep their season alive.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, Chris, here's a look at the final numbers from what turned out to be a really close ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those games that clearly could have gone either way, and that's kind of exactly what you expect out of postseason baseball. So competitive.
4-3 our final score. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
So there you have game number 1. The Toronto Blue Jays come out on top. Tampa Bay put on a good effort there. They got the home run to tie things in the top of the 4th, but unfortunately they gave up 2 in the bottom of the 4th. And they made it interesting there in the top of the 8th with a 2 spot, but just could not come up with what they needed. I mean, Brandon Lowe was going 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, knocking home everybody, scoring twice. Pescatano, 1 for 4 with a double. He scored. Bethancourt was 1 for 4 with a double. Randy Arozarena 1 for 3. He had a walk. Toronto notable players: Brandon Belt was 1 for 3 with a home run. Springer 2 for 3 with a double. Bichette and Espanol, both 1 for 4 with solo shots. Shane McClanahan picks up the loss. 6 innings pitched to give up 4 hits. Struck out 10. 3 earned with 2 walks. Eric Swanson gets his first save of the postseason. And Alek Manoah, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1 earned on his line. So Toronto can wrap things up in the wild card round tomorrow with a very short sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays. Though I would not be surprised if this series goes to 3 games. Just seems like a series that will. They're both good teams. I mean, Tampa Bay out-hit Toronto. You saw the play at the plate. And we've seen some silly things on my end as well. So We'll find out what happens tomorrow, and that'll be the first game that goes up. And then we'll see what happens later tonight with Chicago and New York. Maybe we'll have a couple of 2-game sweeps here. But we'll find out. And we'll see what happens later in New York. That is where we're going next. That'll be posted as a separate video. So check that out. Be sure to scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And we will see you later, hopefully, for Game 2 of our doubleheader action today. Or if you're looking for Mariners baseball, we'll be starting back up on the 8th with the American League Division Series. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you later.